Hello, my loves, and welcome back to the Feminine Dating Podcast. This is a space where we get to explore the art of dating with confidence and nurturing our inherent feminine strength. I'm your host, Lillian Toscano, and I am so happy and delighted to be here today. Welcome back. Happy New Year to all of you, my loves. It was just an incredible week for me. Yeah, I got sick. As you can hear, my voice is not the same. So I am hoping that I will recover soon. It's been an interesting few days, but I had an incredible time off. It was just so nice to be able to connect with my friends, my family, people that I haven't seen in a while. So it's just, yeah, it was really good. I hope you ladies had a fantastic time as well with your friends, your family, and everyone else, and maybe some dates. That would be exciting. So anyway, I thought this episode is actually really it was inspired by one of my clients. She asked me this question, and I've had this question asked a few times already of what films, what movies to watch that really portray this feminine energy. And I feel like films really give you that visual effect where you can really see a person, a woman being in her feminine energy, and it really helps you to understand it deeper. And so I thought I would just do an episode here where I can share with you some of the movies that I really love that really portray this powerful energy. And I'm going to do a deep dive on one specific one. So, cinema has always been a powerful medium, right? That mirrors society, and it's hurt need to see films, right? I love seeing films that portray and celebrate feminine energy and all its complexity and beauty, right? So these characters that I'm going to be sharing with you are often, they're often embody and they embody strength, they embody resilience, vulnerability, which is number one, and definitely they have this inspiring depth of emotion. They go deep with their emotions, and this is why I wanted to share with you this, because it's going to really show you what that looks like and for you to see that in them. And so um I've watched many movies, and some of them really portray this beautiful feminine energy that I absolutely love. And some of it, like always, there's like a mix of that masculine energy or the idea of what, like, I feel like a lot of men write these characters. And so these movies though that I'm going to share with you really show, I feel like, this raw energy of what feminine energy really is in a fun way, in an entertaining way. And I think you're going to love these films. So let's do a deep dive then on the first film that I wanted to share with you. So let's see. So the first film that I wanted to share with you is called Under the Tuscan Sun. I don't know if any of you have watched it. If you have watched it, I would encourage you and I would invite you to watch it again, because once I share with you these tips and things that I saw in the movie, you can go rewatch it and you're going to see it for yourself as well. And I feel like that's going to really help you in understanding how to embody this energy in yourself, right? So, Under the Tuscan Sun, I may spoil some of the story. I'm sorry, because I have to do a deep dive. I may just share some things that you're going to watch in the story, yet I won't share everything. Okay. So, I'll try to preserve some of the story for you if you haven't watched it. But I can tell you, this is a movie that you're going to want to watch again and again and again. So, um, I'm just like my computer is just, I think it's getting overheated. So anyway, Under the Tuscan Sun. In this movie, there are two, I feel like there are two main characters. The first one is Frances, and Frances is I would say she's the leading character. She is the one that goes through the journey, the transformation of being her masculine energy to her feminine energy. But when you meet Frances in the first scene, she's very much in her feminine energy. You can see in the way she's dressed, in her energy. She's very lighthearted. She's laughing. She's having a good time. And then when she goes through her divorce and, that those changes in her life, she starts going into depression, sadness, and into her masculine energy. And I mean, that is a normal, obviously, uh, shift to make while you are grieving. There's just so many emotions, and she becomes very shut down. Like, you can really see it in her, how shut down she becomes, and in her clothing, in the way she talks, in the way she's perceived. You can see like her light is dimmed completely. And then she goes through the journey of going back and becoming more herself. And so it's a beautiful story about Frances. Yet I feel that the other main character in this story is Catherine. And this is the woman that I want you to really watch for, because her character in this story, I feel, embodies feminine energy to the fullest. Like, this woman is so in her feminine energy. From the first scene, you're going to see. So, the first scene shows Catherine. When they show Catherine, she is in the market. She picks up this like little tiny cheek, right? This little tiny little chicken, whatever. And then she touches it very gently, like she grabs it very gently. She's a very gentle woman, of course, very beautiful. Like the way she's dressed, you're gonna see the way she has these beautiful hats. Like, she is herself. She's authentic, and she's not afraid to be herself. And this is so feminine and so attractive in the world that's so like whatever, like boring, and people don't care about these like little moments. You can see Catherine really falling in love with life and enjoying every bit of it. And so she picks up this little cheek, and she like starts like just rubbing her cheek on it. And she is fully in the moment. You can see that she's enjoying the moment, that she is really present there. And she's really showing you what it feels like to enjoy the little things in life. And you fall in love with her right away because of that. Because she is being herself. She's being her authentic self in that moment. So that is one of the things that I absolutely love in how they, kind of like show her in the first scenes, how she is shown. That's one of them. There are other like little scenes in between, but I think the other powerful scene that I absolutely loved, and I feel like it really portrayed this feminine energy, was when Catherine shares with Frances her story of how she was, I guess, discovered, because I believe she's an actress. And so she's discovered by this director, or some movie guy, I don't know. And the way she's discovered is because she's out with her parents, and they go and get some ice cream. And so this she's like, I believe she's like 15 at the time, and she's there with her ice cream, and she's just eating her ice cream. And this is when this man sees her and sees something in her. And what he sees in her is passion, it's love, is desire, is this beautiful, authentic, feminine energy woman, right? Even though she's only 15, of course. Yeah, but she is showing already these things in her. So she's just there enjoying her ice cream, loving her ice cream, and just being fully present in that moment. And this man sees that, sees something in her. And this is how she gets discovered as an actress. And so in the movie, she shares that with Catherine, her story of how she became an actress, and then how much she loves ice cream and how much she loves her hats. That's another key component of this. It's her beautiful hats. And so, as you can see already, the story and the way she's sharing how she feels about, these little things. It's so profound and so powerful, even though they're like not they're not like big things in life, right? Ice cream, right? Or hats, but they mean a lot to her and they make her happy. And she makes a point of this, that these little things make her happy. And this is why she eats ice cream. This is why she loves to buy and wear her hats, even though they are, huge and not something that commonly like people would wear nowadays. But she still wears them because she loves them and makes her happy. And so throughout the whole film, this is what you see. Catherine being herself, Catherine looking for things that make her happy, Catherine just enjoying her life, even with love. Like she has like lovers, it seems like she has all these like lovers, and she enjoys the time with them. And that shows like she's so lighthearted. She's so sensual as well. And she shows it. She's not afraid to do that. And so I find that there is also the third scene that I wanted to share with you, where I feel like we really, I would invite you to really watch this other scene is when Francis when Francis comes to see Catherine, and Catherine is there with, I guess, a lover. And Catherine finally, like, you can see how Catherine is very loving, very soft, very feminine, yet she is very strong as well. And she's shares how she feels. She shares with Francis, like, hey, like, look, you are really unhappy. And I get it, where you have been, that you have been going through this divorce, yet life is still here. Like you still have a life to live, move through it, find your happy place, find what makes you happy. And stop being sad. Because I guess this has been a few months or however long it's been, and Catherine is like, you're not going to get what you desire, what you want from this state. You're not going to find that happiness or the life that you want from how this state of sadness. You're gonna find that through you living your life. And Frances, at that moment, or like months before, she had just bought a house, so her life, her what she needed to focus on really was build this home, renovate it, and give it that love that it needed. And that is exactly what happened. So Frances goes and she, focuses on the house, the renovations. And along the way, she does meet a man who she has a good time with, yet that man doesn't end up being anything really in her life. But it was a really beautiful experience. But her main focus shifts from the sad place that she's at, of like, oh, I lost my husband, I'm divorced, all of those things. She lets that go and she focuses on what's in front of her, of what's happening in the moment, which is her renovation of the home. And then, the men, there's a little bit of comedy in this movie as well. The men that she hires, they're really funny, and they're very loving and they want to make her happy, and you can see the masculine energy in them. And so you see her feminine and how she, wants to take care of them, and they want to take care of her. Like they really want to take care of her. And even though some of them don't even speak the language, is really funny, she's able to connect with them at a deeper level. And they end up like, really caring for each other, having connections with each other, which is really beautiful to see. So anyway, back to Frances, and yeah, discovering what she needed to do, and becoming the woman that she needed to become. And once she did that, once she was like happy and just in her element and loving herself and embracing life, that's when love comes and knocks the door for her. Like that's when she meets the guy, right? So it's when she's happy and she's just like, life is great. Like I'm not gonna worry about anything. Love will come to me and it's all good. That is when love comes to her. which I love that. I love that message because it's so true. Love comes to you when you are also, you know, pouring out love. You're shining, you're radiating this beautiful energy. And so by doing this, you're also attracting that, right? So anyway, that is what Catherine does. Frances does in this film. She goes through this journey, and Catherine is her. I guess she's like a supporting actor, but I feel like she's more than that. She is like sort of like a, I don't know how I could describe her, like a genie, like she's there to support Frances, yet she is her own person and she does her thing, and she does it by an example. Like she is an example of the woman that you want to be. Like she's just so in her element, so in love with life. It's just so attractive to see a woman like that. So check out this movie. I highly recommend it, Under the Tuscan Sun, and really, really focus on Catherine's character and see what Frances goes through her journey as she goes through it. But really, I'm emphasizing Catherine because she is really in her feminine energy, and she is the essence of this energy. And this is the woman that you want to embody this energy in her. And she does it with everything, even with clothing. She goes out with friends and she has like a great time. Like everything about Catherine is just so much. It's fun, it's light, it's sensual. There is no, I have to do, I have to be, I have none of that. She's just so like, life is great. And even when she goes through trouble, where there is trouble, she still is very positive and very lighthearted. And it's sort of like, well, life will unfold as it should, right? So, yes. So, I definitely would recommend Under the Tuscan Sun. Let me know what you ladies think once you watch it, if there's anything that comes up. But so that's number one. Number two. Number two, I find this one to be a really fun one, and I think maybe most of you have watched it, but I would recommend you watch it again. And that is Legally Blonde. And I know that she, in the story, of course, she goes to law school because she wants to win her boyfriend back. But the way she does it and the way she goes through this journey, she realizes at the end that she doesn't even want him anymore. And so this is the journey that a lot of us go through, in a sense, where we have so many unhealed wounds, so many things that we desire in a man, yet we may discover that we actually don't desire this man. We desire some of his traits, some of the things that he had. And I feel like that is what, I don't even remember what her main character is, but the main character, what she wants is really sort of like some of the traits that he has. And so she ends up having that. She ends up having that law degree. She ends up, going to court. She ends up doing all these things in a very feminine way. And so she falls in love with herself. That's how I find this movie. It's like she actually ends up falling in love with herself and her intelligence. And she doesn't let these men and this way of being, because everybody else, you can see in this movie, everybody else, even the women in the movie, are very much in their masculine energy. They are embodying the masculine energy, while the main character, I have to get the name. I should get the name for you. So I show it. I so the main character, she is very um very feminine. Let me look this up, because I want to be able to um let's see. um I know whether Reese Witherspoon is the L, I guess. No. um Sorry, I'm just like trying to figure this out here. I should have done this before, but I love But this is feminine energy 101 as well. Like we're looking it up right now. Main character. What is her name? Elle Woods. Okay, so Elle. So it is Elle. Okay, so Elle Woods. Okay. So Elle, she is very much in her feminine energy throughout the whole film. She loves to be a girl. That's what it is. She loves to be a girl. She embraces it, and she's not afraid to be herself, even in a very masculine energy world. She goes to law school and she sees everyone else. She dresses differently, they act differently, they want to be these like serious people because they want to be taken seriously. They think like being more like her is not going to get you anywhere. And part of it may be true. I mean, if you see someone who's dressing differently, you may portray her as not being as intelligent, yet you don't really know. So it's really great that this film was made, and it really showcases that being yourself ultimately is the key. You don't have to be like everyone else. You can be who you are, and you can win in the world of masculine energy by being in your feminine. You don't have to be in a masculine energy, you know, all the time. You can be in your feminine, right? You can be yourself. You can do life in your feminine energy. Even if you're doing masculine energy things, you can still do it in your feminine. So I feel like this movie really portrays that. And I love how Elle just falls in love with herself, I feel, through this journey that she goes through. Even though in the beginning she's just trying to get her ex back, I feel like, yeah, in the end, she just falls in love with who she is and realizes her potential. She really figures out that, hey, wait a minute, like I'm my own person, right? And I can do big things, and I don't really need this man anymore. So yes, it is definitely a very it really portrays this feminine energy. So the third one, and this is my last one that I want to leave with you, is Marie Antoinette. And Marie Antoinette in the movie, I love that movie. This is one of my favorite movies. I love to rewatch that. It's just the way she's portrayed. I mean, I don't know in reality how she really, really was, but how she's portrayed, I just love her because it's such a soft, feminine. I want to have fun. I want to enjoy life. I just want to have this like soft life. This is her thing, right? She wants to have this soft life, and you know, it's okay to want those things. And I think this is one of the key takeaways from this movie is that in our world, our society tells us that we shouldn't, that we should work hard, that we need to grind, that we need to, work X amount of hours, that we need to be producing, that we need to do like all these things. Yet it's okay. It's okay to want something different. That we don't have to be grinding all the time, that we don't have to be working all the time, that we don't have to be in our masculine all the time, that it's okay to want a soft life, that it's okay to, you know, attract that into your life, right? So if you're a woman who desires that, hey, it's okay to want that. Go for that. Look for that. Attract that, right? Maybe you want a man who's a supporter, who's going to be supporting you financially, who's going to be taking care of you in that way, or he takes care of you in a different way. Like my hubby, right? My husband, I love the way he takes care of me because I love to cook. I started to start loving cooking, and I make a big mess in the kitchen, and I leave the kitchen a big mess, but I don't really care for cleaning. That's not my thing. And he does all of that cleaning for me. So it feels as if he is, I do the whole mess and he comes after to clean it up. He says like he's like the little minion cleaning up everything. It's kind of a joke, but I said to him, well, I'm the minion who cooks and you're the minion who cleans. So we're all little minions for each other. We take care of each other in a way. And so That's the type of relationship that I wanted. I wanted a man who could take care of me, not necessarily financially, but who could take care of me with the things that I don't really want to do in life, like cleaning. That's not something that I want to do. And maybe to some people, they're like, what are you talking about? You need to clean if you want to have a clean house. It's like, yes, I love a clean house, yet I don't want to clean. I don't want to be the one cleaning. So, one day I want to have someone, a cleaning person that's gonna clean. Right now, well, it has to be my husband, but eventually that's gonna change. And so, wanting that softer life, wanting life to be a little, wanting it to be different than what people see it as is okay. So this is what Marie Antoinette, this is her message, and I don't want to go too far away from that. So this is her message. I think this is the key takeaway from Marie Antoinette is that it's okay to want that. And there's nothing wrong with that. And yes, to some degree, there is some excess in that, not she wasn't really she was living such a soft life that she was a little bored. She became a little bored. And I think this is why she was so much happier having that little farm that her husband gifted to her, because she was able to do more with it. She had her children there, and she had the little farm. So she would go out and like pick and do different things in the farm, and they were all like light type of work, and it seemed like that really suited her and her what she really wanted to do. Right, it was she had something to look forward to every day, picking flowers and doing whatever little light things that she wanted to do around the farm, getting her eggs. So those are the things that really made her feel happy. And so I think at the end, she found like sort of like her purpose. And this is the thing, your purpose doesn't necessarily have to be this like huge thing. And like, I want to, conquer the world. No, her purpose was, I want to be a mom and I want to take care of a farm. And that's what I want to do. And I want to just enjoy my life here. Right. And so I feel like at the end, she really found herself, and she struggled with being this like farm girl and then also being, a queen and having to have this other life that she really wasn't, keen on. But these were things that she needed to do, and she did, right? She had to be the queen, and so she took, she supported the king in that way. But I feel in this sense, in Marie Antoinette, another message that I feel that I wanted to also share with you. I don't want to make this too long, but the last message that I wanted to share with this is that I feel like her husband too, the king, was very much in his feminine energy as well. He wasn't a very strong king. And so I think this is why they kind of they feel like they couldn't really connect and really rule and take care of their empire because of this, because they were both very much in their feminine. And so I think this was a big problem on why, the relationship and the whole, I don't know, I don't want to go into history too much, but I feel like that had an impact on everything else, on how things unfolded for them at the end. And I feel like if he was more in his masculine, he would have been able to rule his empire in a different way. He would have been able to rule France in a different way than he did. And maybe the ending would have been different. I don't know. But Marie Antoinette is definitely someone who I loved. And I feel that it's someone that she was very much in her feminine energy. And you can learn so much from that, especially if you're very much in your masculine energy. You're gonna, want to embody that, and you can see that in her. So anyway, that is it, my loves. I'm so happy that you joined me. And so next time that you're in to watch a movie, just consider maybe choosing one of these stories, this one of these movies, and let their story resonate with you and inspire you, and maybe even help you see your own journey in a new light. So thank you so much for joining me. May these films, movies bring a little more inspiration and joy into your life as we celebrate the incredible spectrum of feminine energy. So, my loves, until the next one, I love you so much and I hope you have a beautiful day.